So.
Okay. So, we matched 84% on Spotify. This means we should have a similar enough taste in music that we agree on anything. And yet we decided that we're going to listen to a whole bunch of albums that we've never heard before. This is covering the Rolling Stones, and we're going to cover every single album on 2020 Rolling Stones list of top 500 albums of all time. This week we've got number 499, Ask Rufus by Rufus and Chaka Khan.
Absolute. Sorry. Doo-doo.
I don't think it was doo-doo, but man, it was boring.
It was really bad.
I was worried going into this too. I've never heard anything by Chaka Khan, and I am not a funk person. I'm really not a soul person. I'm not an R&B person. And oh man, that's just all this is. And I tried to go in with an open mind, and it didn't help.
Okay, I do have to say though, Chaka Khan's voice is beautiful.
It is. It's a great voice.
But these songs. Okay,
I didn't hate this album as much as I thought I did. I'll get into that once we come to conclusions. But let's run through the track list.
All right, so we got At Midnight. What do you think?
The funk elements are fun. Chaka Khan has a really nice voice. It feels like the opener to the album. It's kind of a nice jammy pop sort of thing. It gets you into a groove. You have a feeling. It's very, very 70s. And that's this whole album. You can just tell it's 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And the synths in one passage are really nice. But they're there for like 10 seconds and that's it. And Chaka Khan can sure belt. And she does.
Yeah. I just say catchy and not bad. But now, like, I look back on it, this might be one of the best songs on the album. And, like, it has nothing, like, it does not relate to the rest of the album at all. It's just kind of its own thing. It just goes downhill.
It's a lot more fun than the rest of the album.
Yeah.
And that's why I said it felt like an opener, because it seems like it's setting a mood, and then it just really doesn't. For this song in particular, I wouldn't listen to this on my own just because I was feeling like it. But, if someone turned it on, I wouldn't be too mad. Like, I'd listen to it in the background.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I didn't write it down, but I thought about that. So for the next track, Close the Door, I want you to know I wrote absolutely no notes on that. I had nothing to say.
It is so uncomfortably and obviously a sex ballad, and it feels like that was a lot of these. Like, this is just supposed to be an intimate album, I guess.
I feel really gross to the things that are done to this album. Like, this album is not, like, I feel like just me being a child, I shouldn't be allowed to listen to this just because of what I know it's, like, correlated with.
Yeah, it feels way too personal, like someone's hanging out their dirty laundry or something.
Yeah.
And that carries on to a few. There's literally a song called Slow Screw Against the Wall.
That's the next song.
That's the next song. They don't even try to hide it. This one, at least, the strings are nice. I mean, I'm a sucker for strings and everything, so that was going to always save it for me. And once the chorus hits, life is good, but the first part is just really nasty. It gets really repetitive. Huh?
You're talking about Close the Door?
Yes.
Okay.
It gets really repetitive. And I knew at this point, I was like, man, if the rest of the album is the same quality as Close the Door, I'm going to have very little to say about Rufus.
I already have. Oh, wait 1 second. Pops, me and Bub are doing a podcast. Sorry.
I'll edit that out.
All
right.
Oh. Okay.
We want to move on to Slow Screw Against the Wall.
Yeah, I said pretty, but what? This is supposed to be a funk album, correct?
Right.
What is that?
It feels kind of funky.
It's like a classical song. It's so random.
What's weird is like out of all the sexy songs on this really doesn't feel that sexy. Like the one that implies it in the title, or not even implies it, just outright states it, doesn't feel like that at all.
No, it doesn't. But like apparently I guess that's just what Rufus and Chaka Khan, that's the type of stuff they listen to whenever they go to school.
I don't want to think about it, but now I've got the image of just them going at it with like Beethoven in the background.
Oh. Nasty.
Not a lot to comment on this. I don't even think there's any vocals on this track. There's not. It was pretty forgettable. Earth Song.
This was the one with the most notes that I had.
I like Earth Song.
You like it, or you like it more than the other songs in the album?
I actually like it. This is one of 2 songs off of this album that I added to my Spotify playlist.
What's the second song?
We'll get there.
If it's an Egyptian song, I'm disowning you. I knew it. Anyway, back to Earth Song. I obviously liked it, but what about it did you like?
Instrumental is really good.
Do you know what I said? And I stand by this to this day. I said, sounds like a 5-minute craft song. Oh my God, maybe it is.
No,
it's over 5 minutes.
Shut up. You say everything I like is a 5-minute craft song. Like,
have you ever watched 5-minute craft?
You will say anything from like jazz to funk to prog to math rock. All of that's 5 minutes crafts to you. Now this is R&B and it's 5-minute crafts. Like, what is not a 5-minute craft song to you?
You've never laid there at midnight listening to 5-minute crafts as you go to sleep. You don't understand it. It's a very niche topic.
Evidently, it's not very niche because it applies to literally everything, according to you.
Not true. It's not true. Only this song and every other song that you like. But I said, no, I actually have something like good to say about, not good, but like serious to say about this. What does this song have to do with Earth?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It feels good. It's groovy.
No, it's groovy.
It is groovy. It's 70s. You can say it's groovy and not make people throw up, right?
I guess. It's like an Austin Powers type thing.
If you threw up, tell us in the comment section.
Not a thing. Oh wait, I forgot it's YouTube. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and smash the like. Anyway,
I'm a disable comments just to
make people mad.
Just to make people mad. No one can tell me that they threw up when I said groovy. I'm gonna say it one more time. Groovy.
You didn't say it in a groovy accent though, so you suck.
Groovy, baby.
Oh yeah, shagadelic. That's a terrible.
I'm gonna have to censor that. That's gonna make people uncomfortable.
But I'm sorry. But I did say I'm not vibing with the random noises she makes in the last third of the song. I think she's just kind of like making random like animal noises at the end of it.
Oh man, if you're wanting animal noises, I got a song later in the track list for you on that one.
An Egyptian song.
It's not Egyptian song. All right, here's my big confusion. I actually have a lot to say about Everlasting Love. This song is weird.
I had only one sentence about it, so continue.
This song, okay, well, I did a little research into this one because I looked on Spotify. I listened to this on Spotify, and Everlasting Love has somewhere in the area of 4 million plays on Spotify. Everything else on this album has around 100,000, except for Hollywood. But, you know, out of like the 12-ish, I think, songs on here, Everlasting Love just drastically overshadows the rest of them and play count. So I'm like, what's going on? This is probably a single, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I go look at it, and it is a single, but it's like the lowest performing single on the album. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is from a movie or something. No, and that's it. I don't have an explanation. It has 40 times more plays than just about anything else on the rest of the album. 40 times as many plays. That's ridiculous. And it was single number 3 out of 3 for the album. And it performed the lowest out of all 3 of them. And yet it's, way up there. I don't have a good explanation for it. It's not even that good.
No, I just wrote people have definitely done things with the song in the background. Made me really uncomfortable.
It's a 70s song. You can feel it. It's just okay. And by this point in the album, like I think we're over halfway through now. And at this point, I'm confused why this is on the best albums of all time list.
No, honestly, like, how are they going to say that this one's better than Funeral?
Right. Yeah, exactly. I think here's what my thoughts on this were. This album, I looked into it, and this album was not on any of the previous versions of the top 500 list.
What?
So I think Rolling Stones, I've looked at the rest of the list, and there does seem to be a lot of like diversity picks, and I don't mean that as in like diversity for race, but diversity for music that was poorly represented. And there's not it doesn't look like there's a lot of R&B on the last few lists. So I think they kind of felt pressure to add more. So they're like, Chaka Khan is iconic. I'll give her that. So maybe they're just like, this is a Chaka Khan album. Here you go, guys. We added R&B to the list. There you go.
It could have done so much better than this album, though. Like, I'm sure any of her albums are better than this.
Is that a challenge, or do we have to listen to the entire Chaka Khan discography now in order to test that theory?
Please no. But I do want to note, when I was listening to Everlasting Love, I was in my Earth and Space Science class, and I'm not going to say his name because this is going online, but this dude with red curly hair and glasses, who's a very conservative man. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No, but you can tell me later on.
Okay, his name starts with an R. But he was sitting.
You're really censoring this out here. Just doing a great job. You could have given him a fake name. This is supposed to be storytelling to some degree. This story doesn't even have to be true. And you're like, all right, I'm gonna expose this dude. He's a conservative.
No, I literally yelled at this dude today in class, so I don't care. But he was sitting behind me when I was listening to this, and I felt so like exposed, and like I felt uncomfortable. I can't find the right violated. I felt violated him sitting behind me while I was listening to Everlasting Love.
It isn't even like that bad. Like, it's not a close the door. It's not.
I don't know. This one just felt like 50 Shades of Grey. I don't know.
Jesus. Okay. Hollywood.
I like that one.
I like Hollywood too. It's catchy. I would dance to it. I actually kind of felt like dancing. It's got a nice groove, and it's smooth. She's got it's one of the better songs that highlights her voice. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say.
Very so if you go back and listen to the very, very end, you can like hear her screaming, but like it's fading out, so it just sounds like a mouse is screaming, and it was really funny. That's all I had to say, though.
Magic in Your Eyes. This is the worst song on the album.
I said I'm bored.
Yeah. I said I'm so tuned out by this point. I hadn't even noticed the song had changed.
That's it.
I'm
bored.
Forgettable. It is. I can't think of a single chord in Magic in Your Eyes.
Yeah, I don't know how it went, like, at all. Like, I have no clue how it went. I just remember, I think she probably just, like, makes, like, random riffs the whole time, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Now here's a fun fact for you. Better Days is the best song on the album.
Are you serious?
No, but I like it. I like Better Days quite a lot.
I wrote Still Bored.
How are you bored when there's monkey noises the entire time?
I wasn't intrigued.
I hope that's not racist. Like it sounded like monkey noises. Is that bad? Should I edit out saying that? Like,
Okay, maybe I'll re-listen to it and I'll confirm if it's monkey noises or not.
okay, next week I'm gonna leave that in for now and risk my career. But next week we will confirm whether or not these are monkey noises.
I hope they are.
At the very beginning, I was like, this is by far the worst song on the album because it just starts out, and I'm like, oh no, why are we getting jungle song? What the heck?
No, I actually remember thinking about that. I was like, what?
So trash. And then she comes in, and then the rest of the instrumental comes in, and the monkey noises are still in the background the entire song, but it's actually kind of good. Like it went from being bad to so bad it's good to being actually genuinely good. Like if you can get past the monkey noises, that's actually one of the better instrumentally like played songs. The bass is really good and it's got some repetition going on, but it's not annoying repetition. And also the way she like screams out Better Days over and over at the end, on point. It's not, I don't even love it ironically. Like, of course, it's funny to say, oh, I love Monkey Song. But, like, it was experimental in some ways. And it's more interesting than half the stuff on the album.
Bro, if you have to edit the fact that you're talking about the monkey noises in this, you're going to have a really hard time doing that.
I'll just censor it out. I could, if I was going to put a lot of effort into this, I could just take a snippet from the song and put that in there instead.
Honestly,
every time I say, I could do that. That might take effort, but we'll see.
Don't put it every time we say monkey noises. Just like put it like now.
Hey, future Elijah, this is the part of the podcast where you're supposed to put the noises that they make in the song Better Days. Have a nice week.
All right. Egyptian song.
This is good. This is the best song on the album.
I knew you were going to like it.
I love Egyptian song. I went to this and I'm like, this is going to be racist. It's Egyptian song. There's no way it's not racist.
That's what I thought.
And it didn't get racist.
I said I can only vaguely see the Egyptian elements.
Which is good, because if it went full Egyptian, we might have a cultural appropriation problem.
Well,
it's good.
Why did they name an Egyptian song?
Because she sings about it. She sings about paying tribute to her ancestral lands or whatever.
Oh.
I was paying attention to the lyrics on this one, because I did a bad job of that on Funeral.
I have a really hard time understanding what she's saying. Other than like the times where she just repeats things really loudly.
Better days, better days, better days.
But I also said terrible way to end the album.
I actually disagree. I said the opposite of that. I said, why did they save the best two songs for the last of it?
God. You are terrible. I thought we were supposed to like be 84% matched on Spotify. That was the whole thing. And then you always like my least favorite ones.
Clue what it is either. Like I'm not even being goofy. Like Better Days is kind of goofy. Egyptian song, I really think it's really good. I liked it. I put it on my Spotify playlist. It's that good.
Of course you did.
I think the best two songs on the album were right at the end. I think for the most part, everything else I would never want to listen to again, other than Earth Song. I love Earth Song. So
what?
How are we feeling about this as a whole? How are we feeling about Chaka Khan? How are we feeling about Rufus? How are we feeling about soul funk or R&B?
I never want to listen to soul funk R&B again unless I have a credible source And apparently now Rolling Stones isn't an incredible source anymore. But Rufus sucks. Chaka Khan has great vocals, but Rufus absolutely sucks. And I hope they're listening to this. And I hope they just keel over when I say that. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get like
Rufus.
that. What do you think?
I think that Egyptian Song is very good.
Is that it?
I wouldn't listen to another Chaka Khan album. I'm gonna be honest here. There were a few good songs, but it didn't make it worth the 37 minutes I spent on this. Like, I could have been doing other stuff that I would have enjoyed more. I could have been listening to an album I actually wanted to listen to, and I would never listen to this all the way through again. It's actually kind of a sad way to start things out. I'm glad this wasn't our first album, but like, man, we couldn't riff on this a whole lot. It's not like horrible, it's just boring. There's not a lot to say about it. It's not like so bad that I can just tear it apart. It's just not my style. I don't like R&B.
Like, I hated this so much. I didn't listen to it twice, which I wanted to do that for every album so I could really feel it. But no, I hated this so much. I was not going to suffer through that again.
All right, here's my rating for this. I would give Ask Rufus by Rufus and Chaka Khan. I'm gonna give it a 1.5 out of 5.
I was kind of thinking that too. Honestly, I was thinking a 1.5 out of 5.
Yeah, it doesn't feel so bad that you want to give it a 1 out of 5. Like,
but I don't want to give it a 2. It's not good enough for a 2.
It's not good enough for a 2. 2 is 40%. That's too strong. 4 out of 10.
I'd never want to have to even think about it. Oh, there was actually a few things I meant to say at the beginning of this thing. I forgot.
Okay.
The album cover is so bad.
It actually really is.
It's so like she just looks like a blob with a face on it.
It's actually kind of scary. Like, if you look at it, if you don't pay attention too much, it kind of looks like Rufus, or like her hands sticking off of her body with no arms. And she's just smiling. She's just so happy about being like the queen of the dark. It's uncomfortable to look at. It is so 70s. I don't. Why is this album? I mean, I understand why this album is. This album is because people drugs and people sex and people 70s.
It kind of makes me sad though. Like, I was looking forward to this since this is on Dad's birthday. Is that like
this album came out the exact day Dad was born?
Yeah. And I was like, man, this is going to actually redeem it. No, I feel really bad for Dad. I know he's going to listen to this, and I don't know how he's going to feel about that. Hi, Dad. I'm sorry that Chaka Khan and Rufus...
Chaka Khan let you down, Dad.
Ask Rufus. Ask Rufus why he did you so dirty.
Ask Rufus why this album exists.
I don't know. He wanted to slow screw against the wall. Maybe it'll help you find better days. Ooh.
Oh, that's a sample from Better Days.
Wait, are you gonna put that in there, or
no? Okay. No, that takes too much of my time, my precious, valuable time, to incorporate. I don't know if I'm going to continue saying monkey noises or not. I'm going to say monkey noises. Incorporate whatever happens at the beginning of Better Days. Maybe those aren't monkey noises. Maybe it's the sequel to Slow Screw Against the Wall.
I'm going to go listen to this. That's going to be very obviously like people. I'm going to be like, Elijah.
I'm going to have to retract the whole podcast. This is going to become the missing episode that no one ever gets to hear. People are going to be like, yo, what happened to that Ask Rufus review? And I'm going to be like, shut up, no.
I'm actually going to listen to that part right now. if I can upload it fast enough. Well, not upload it. Because of a fancy touchscreen Chromebook. Not sponsored. Bro, I'm
All
already
right.
logged in. No, wait.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna rank my thoughts on these. My top 3 are gonna be number 3, Better Days. The monkey noises really kind of throw off the vibe at the beginning, but it's experimental. It's fun. It's one of the most interesting things on here. And an album of boring music, I did not get bored listening to this. Number 2 would be Earth Song. It's groovy. It builds up. It's not immediately something I liked, but it did get good, and the instrumental is awesome throughout. And then Egyptian Song is number 1. The instrumentation is really, really good, and it doesn't get racist. And it doesn't feel like a good album.
All right, continue, and I will explain later.
Was that wrong?
Continue.
I'm gonna have to censor so much. Oh my gosh.
No, just continue. Please continue.
Evidently, Egyptian Song didn't get racist, but I did.
Okay. I think it's supposed to sound like monkeys. Like,
All right. Victory for me. I don't have to make a retraction. Either that or we're both racist, and this thing's done before it starts.
Literally, okay. No, in the song, they're literally like what else would that be? Why would you willingly put that in a song if you're not trying to sound like a monkey? It's not because of race. You know what? There's plenty of non-people of color in Rufus, which is actually one of their things. They're a multiracial group. Is it racist to call a white person a monkey?
I don't know if I can leave this in. We were going for this epic storytelling podcast, and it's gonna build, and we were gonna listen to every single Rolling Stones album, and now here we are talking about proper depictions of race and monkey people.
I feel like I want to tell you to leave that in. But like, what if we actually get big and like people are going to find this like 20 years from now and be like, cancel. They called Rufus monkey people.
Hey, if you don't want to be monkey people, don't make monkey noises.
I'm going to stand by the fact. I'm going to say that the white dude in the band made those noises, therefore it's not racist.
Checkmate.
Yeah. You can leave it in now.
All right.
If you don't, I'm suing.
The worst songs, third worst is going to be probably Slow Screw Against the Wall. It's not offensively bad, just boring. Second worst is going to be Close the Door. It's annoying and uncomfortable and gross. And
Well, all I can say is my favorite song is At Midnight, and the rest is a blur. Yeah, no, literally cut all of this out. Like, just end it right there. I don't know if I'm excited for that. That sounds a little sketch. That sounds a little bit worse than this, but maybe it'll be better. All right.